A very good morning to all of the YouTube fans out there. Welcome to YouCon 2.0, organized by the AIESEC in University of Sri Jayawardhanapura in collaboration with the AIESEC in Chennai. First and foremost, to officially commence the conference, let us witness the welcoming message by the local committee president of AIESEC in University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Ms. Kamesha Samarnayaka.
Hey everyone, it gives me great pleasure to give the welcome speech for YouCon 2.0 as the president of AIESEC in University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Sri Lanka. YouCon is an international conference about YouTubing and content creation, which will be happening on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th of July with more than 45 artists and YouTubers of the field, which will be live streamed in over 40 countries. The pandemic has been an opportunity for all of us to explore and discover our talents. And while all of us use YouTube as a media platform, only some of us know how exactly to use it efficiently and effectively as content creators. So this will be a platform to learn from professional YouTubers on how exactly to utilize YouTube. With this, I would also like to mention our collaborative partner, AIESEC in Chennai, who has contributed immensely for the success of this event. And hereby, I welcome you to be with us in the days to come as we take you through the many wonderful aspects of YouTube and content creation. Welcome to YouCon 2.0.
Thank you, Ms. Kamesha. Prior to the start of the conference, let me give you a briefing on the agenda of YouCon 2.0. YouCon 2.0 is a 4-day conference happening on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July, and we'll be bringing to you 11 sessions in which we will be focusing on a particular topic related to YouTubing and content creation. On the 2nd of July, today, we will be bringing to you the Beginner's Guide to YouTube at 11 a.m. and we'll be focusing on the legal aspect of YouTube at 4 p.m. We will end today's sessions with an entertaining musical session happening at 7 p.m. On the second day of the conference, we'll focus on the topics of YouTube for travel enthusiasts, Guide to be the perfect vlogger, and how to create high-quality, reliable content on YouTube, which are timed at 11 a.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. Moving on to the third day, we will present you a discussion on how to avoid the common mistakes in YouTubing at 11 a.m. Also, we'll showcase a musical experience 3 p.m. onwards, whereas we'll end the day with a fun-filled, entertaining session, which will start at 8 p.m. On the last day, we will enlighten you on the topics of how to make money through YouTube and how to promote your YouTube channel. In all these sessions, we'll be connecting you with the popular local and international YouTube icons and your favorite artists, inviting you to a truly enriching experience. So we request you to join with us on all the 4 days of the conference and get the best out of YouCon 2.0. And now, let's take a look at our event partners. Now it's time to start the very first session of our conference. Today, we have a special personality joining with us as the moderator of our inaugurating session of the conference. He is a famous and a talented news anchor, a TV personality, and a digital media influencer, well known to all of us. Please welcome Mr. Sasanka Dias, who will be joining with us for the commencement session. Over to you, Mr. Sasanka.
Thank you very much, Tejani. Thank you very much, AIESEC. Hi, everyone. Greetings from Sri Lanka, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to YouCon 2.0, International YouTubing and Content Creation Conference put together by AIESEC in University of Sri Jawadanapura in collaboration with AIESEC in Chennai. I reckon this is a wonderful platform to bring together YouTubers and the aspiring YouTubers to gain knowledge, share knowledge, and so on and so forth. So I believe today's session with the topic Beginner's Guide to YouTube will be of much benefit to all of you who are joining from anywhere in the world. So today's topic, our speakers will be Pratima Adhikari, Taskin Fatima Basha, Bianca Gan, and Ekta Chaudhary. So the opening session, we will be featuring Pratima Adhikari, who will be talking about how to become a successful YouTuber in 2020. So Pratima Adhikari is a video presenter and a reviewer at GadgetByte Nepal, which is a tech news portal of Nepal that gives users information, tools, and advice to get the most out of the technology. Hi Pratima, great to have you here with us. How do you feel today, and what do you think of YouCon, first of all?
Hi, hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, sure. First of all, hello, I am really excited and happy to be a part of YouCon. It's a great initiative by students, and I think these kind of conferences really help connect people from all around the world, share information, share knowledge, and yeah, I think these things really help make the digital world grow faster.
Awesome. So to begin with, Pratima, I would like to ask you, how did you start on YouTube? How did you get into this industry? The audience would love to hear that story.
I started YouTubing like almost 3 years ago. And it was not something really prominent in Nepal at that time. There were people who were YouTubing, but it was not taken as seriously as it is today. Today we have so many content creators putting up such great content on YouTube, and I basically went into YouTube because it sounded really fascinating, and I thought I could grow as a person. I was a really introverted kind of person before I joined YouTube, and I really wanted to develop my speaking skills and share the knowledge I have about tech, and that is basically why I got into YouTube.
So, Pratima, a vehicle needs fuel to run on the road. Likewise, a business or an individual needs content to create value. How important is creating value on YouTube?
It is. I think on today's date, it is really important. Content, not just content, I think relevant content is really necessary because people are looking up everything. You know, previously, in my personal experience, whatever I wanted to find out or gain knowledge about, I used to go on Google and search for it. Now people actually search it on YouTube. So it's really important that you have relevant content put up so that people get what they want. And creating content is also important because you know, you need to solve problems. We're not just making content, but we're solving problems. So that is why there is a need to create value, especially on YouTube.
So Pratima, please tell us, so your YouTube channel is quite popular in your country. What are the tips that you can share with us? The audience would love to hear, the aspiring YouTubers who are joining on this platform would love to hear that story as well. Please share a few tips that you can express.
Okay, so in my experience, what I've always thought is that there is no set of particular rules that you can follow to become a YouTuber. It's just number one, you need to set a goal. Now, the first step is setting a goal. You need to set a path. There is something that everybody wants to talk about, and that is why they want to start a YouTube channel in the first place. So you need to select a path. A path is like a purpose that you want to follow, or that you want people to know about. Some people would love to talk about poetry. Some people would love to travel and travel vlogs and let people know where they're traveling. Some people, want to show off their makeup skills or their styling abilities. And some people would like to want to make videos like me. There must be something that people really want to do. So selecting a path is the foremost thing that you need to do before starting a YouTube channel, because there is a specific line that you want to follow. So now after starting a channel, as I said earlier, you need to make relevant content in it. Because what are you going to say to your subscribers or to the viewers? That is what you need to put up, and the content needs to be relevant. And for us tech people, it's actually a little bit easy, because there is something or the other always happening in the tech world. There's something new coming, there are updates and so many things. So, tech is really something that creates curiosity. So we have something or the other to talk about. And even in other people's YouTube channels, there must be something new that's happening. And people really search for new kind of content, new and relevant kind of content. So that is what you need to also understand. And and sometimes there comes a point where you think that there is nothing more to talk about, and that kind of makes you stuck in one place. So what you can do is actually take inspiration from what other people are doing. When brainstorming doesn't work, you can take inspiration from other people. Look at what they are saying relevant in the market. So yeah, and then you can mix it up with your imagination and get creative content. And it's not always the most simple things to just get imagination, but it really does help when you're out of ideas or something like that. And the other thing I think you need to do is be regular on your content. Because as a school child, there was a show called Vampire Diaries that aired on television every day, and I used to wait for that content. It aired, I think, 4:30, and I used to wait for it. So you need to be regular. You need to tell people that yes, this time of the day I am going to put up a content, so people will be waiting for you. So yeah, you need to be regular. So just select a day or a time that you want to put up a content, and tell people that you're going to put up a content. That is what is going to make people like you about. Okay. Now, it might seem that I'm following a sequence of some kind, but I'm not following a sequence. This is just what everybody should do in moderation. And first, the most important thing about YouTubing is giving love to your subscribers. And by love, I just don't mean that you need to give that heart in the comment, but you need to interact with your viewers. Tell them, ask questions, tell them what you're feeling, tell them if you don't have content, then ask them content. Our subscribers are a very important source of our content as well. So you need to be very interactive with them. And as interactive as you are, on today's date, I think people will really like you. And of course, being polite, being friendly to your subscribers helps a lot. And if you share your experience with your subscribers, they really, really like you in that sense. And that is what has happened in our channel. We try to interact with people on a daily basis so that they like us, they like our content, and they like what we do. So yeah, So yeah, that's basically, I think, what you need to do after putting up a content. You need to just be there and be there in a dedicated way.
All right, that's a wonderful explanation, Pratima.
Okay.
And what do you think about consistency? You mentioned initially about relevance. Consistency is also important when you're on social media, for that matter,
Exactly.
any social media platform. What are your views on this factor?
Being consistent, of it is important because it's just like being consistent with your meals to be happy and healthy. On YouTube, it is the same thing. If you are consistent, your viewers will get what they have expected, and they will get the knowledge that they are expecting from you, and your viewers will I'm sorry. So your viewers will appreciate the hard work that you do in putting up content on regular intervals, because that really shows that you are working hard to make something for them. You're working hard to share knowledge. So consistency is one of the keys. I think I think it is one of the most important factors that everyone should, every YouTuber should follow. That is what we try to do as well. I'm sorry, you're not audible.
I'm sorry, yeah. So I just wanted to say to the audience, you can send your questions on the comment section. Please send your questions and we will direct them to our wonderful speakers. So moving on to the conversation, Pratima, you engage in the creation of content on a subject which changes every second. How challenging is this? Talking about technology is not easy.
Of course, I would say that it's not easy, but it's really interesting, and you get to learn about a lot of things on a daily basis, and that is what keeps us going. You know, some iteration of a phone that launched today is launching a year later, and you have speculations about it, and so many things that is new and that is innovative, and that is really interesting and fun. Actually, I don't take it as a challenge. I take it as something that is going to give me knowledge, and that is going to change my outlook towards a certain company or a certain brand. You know, in today's date, there is nothing is sure, nothing called as one big player in the tech industry. I think anyone who brings up a new and innovative thing is going to be there on top, and finding out what everybody is doing. Every brand is bringing out something new, whether it be from competition or whether it be you know, just plain innovation. You know, it's really fun and interesting, and that is how I take it. I don't take it as a challenge.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a wonderful answer and an inspiration to all of us. So, what do you think of YouTube in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years? How would YouTube be beneficial to the audience or anyone who's aspiring to come on YouTube?
I think video platforms like YouTube are growing so immensely. And like I said in the beginning, I never thought of YouTube as a place where I could, you know, I could make a profession out of it. But now that I've been in here for 3 years, it's a huge platform. It's a platform where you can grow. It's a platform where you can earn as well. And YouTube itself has grown so immensely over the years, and they're introducing so many good things for the creators and aspiring YouTubers. So YouTube, I think, is going to be a huge platform, more bigger than it is right now, because what happens in tech is everything keeps on improving, nothing degrades. So YouTube being a part of tech, I think it's going to keep improving and bringing out new ways for people to get engaged in it, for creators to make content, and for aspiring YouTubers to join this platform as well. It is a huge platform. We have been a part of it. And I think it's just going to keep growing better and better. And there's so many possibilities that might come up in YouTube. So yes, I think it's going to grow immensely in the next 5 years, very well.
And that's great news. So, Pratima, we have a few minutes to spend with you. So let's make maximum use of it.
Sure.
That's what I believe, and then it's obviously valuable to our audience. So, YouTube as a platform has enabled plenty of people to create value in various genres. So, what do you think of content creation on any platform? Keeping aside YouTube, but idea generation, executing these ideas and coming up with ideas. Are there any YouTube channels that you have followed or you have benchmarked on when creating your content?
I have actually. As I mentioned earlier, when you run out of ideas, there is always one thing called inspiration that you can take from other people. And you know, like in every industry, there is a benchmark, and I think there is a benchmark in YouTube as well. There are creators that who make such good content that you would want to be like them. So yes, there are so many content creators that I follow. I actually follow a lot of tech YouTubers from the US, like NKVHD, Jonathan Morrison. They make tech videos, tech YouTubers from India, tech YouTubers from Bangladesh, everywhere. I think I also follow a lot of tech YouTubers from Thailand and Singapore. You know, I mean, there is content everywhere, and you can gain something out of you know, content from any source. So yes, I take inspiration from a lot of tech YouTubers, especially when it's about something that I don't know. Initially, I learned a lot of the tech things that I did not know from YouTube videos itself. So any aspiring creator who wishes to make good content can take inspiration. You know, there's nothing wrong in gaining knowledge from others. You know, that is the only way you can get better at what you do. Because if you really want to do something, you need to know how to go about it. And the creators that are there on YouTube, they're exactly the source of inspiration that you need. So following tech YouTubers, especially in making videos, you know, shooting videos, I take inspiration from a lot of tech YouTubers, because, you know, they do it really properly, and you just wonder how do they do it like that. So you research it on the internet, you watch their content, and then you try to improve what you do. And that is how we've been able to put up, you know, good content on our YouTube channel. So yeah, content creation is something that comes out of you as well, that comes out of your dreams as well. But it is also something that comes from taking inspiration from others. So yeah, content creation, you can go by taking inspiration and following what other people do, because the people who are famous for a reason, and you can always follow their footsteps and mix it up with your own ways to create better content.
One final question, quick question. I need a quick answer, Pratima. So you're a product reviewer. This question is from the audience, all right? You're a product reviewer. Could you share us some tips when you are doing a product review? How can a product be reviewed?
Yeah, sure, of course. Product reviews. First of all, you need to have a product. Okay, so what we do, I can share my experience. Okay, we have a product, and then we unbox it, we see what's there. Sometimes it so happens that we already know what's in there because we've seen a lot of reviews already. But it's so exciting when you see a new product and there are so many things to know about it. We unbox it, and then we test it. We test it for like 2 weeks. We don't make the review time really short, because it's really important to use the product before giving your judgment for a very good amount of time. You know, when you use it for just a short time, it really becomes you cannot really judge. how it is. So we take a lot of time in judging the product. We review it for at least 2 weeks, very vigorously, put it through so many tests, and then when we have the final conclusion, we write it down, we put it up in points, make a script or something, and then we give the product to someone else in our team and they test it as well. So we cross check if my findings match with his findings, what are the mistakes that I might have done that he or she can point it out. So we cross check, and then we finalize the script at the end after all the testing, and after finalizing, we proofread the script again, and collectively, that is, we sit together and we proofread the script, and then we go about shooting videos. So shooting videos, because we already have an outline of what findings we've had, we take footages, small footages, different footages of what we have found out of the product itself, and then we make a video like just like this. We put up a camera and then talk, and then it goes for the editing process, and after the editing is done, it's checked twice or thrice, and then it's put up on YouTube. It's a really rigorous process, actually, reviewing a product, especially smartphones and laptops. They need a lot of testing.
All right, Pratima, thank you very much for those tips, and I believe those tips would be of much benefit to our audience. So we say thank you very much to Pratima Adhikari. Pratima, once again, thank you very much for accepting the invitation and joining in this
Thank you so much for having me.
So we wish you success, and we wish that your channel grows from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Stay safe, take care.
And take care.
You too. Thank you so much. All right. So we say goodbye to Pratima Adhikari from GadgetByte Nepal. And next we move on to our next topic, which is we talk about 5 steps of video creation. So let me introduce the speaker to you, Fatima Taskin Basha. Fatima is a popular YouTube creator of India's famous YouTube channel called The Urban Fight. She's also a robotic system architect at Infosys. She's also the CEO of Skillo and an ACE certified fitness trainer. And through her YouTube channel, she offers tips for a healthier, organized lifestyle. Hi, Fatima. It's great to have you. Wonderful to have a chat with you on this platform. I think you are a unit of diversity.
Hi,
If
Shishak.
I'm not mistaken.
How are you doing?
So,
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting me over here. And thank you, AIESEC and Tishani and everybody on the team who's been working relentlessly on this. It's great to see that on a early morning, 420 people watching this. So thank you so much for the invite. And yes, sorry about cutting you off. Please, you were asking me
no
something.
problem. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation and joining in this platform. So let's begin with your story on YouTube. How did you start on YouTube? What's the inspiration?
Is this going to be like a Q&A format, Shashanka, or do you want me to share the screen and do like a presentation sort of a thing?
We have questions from audience as well. So we'll move into the questions from the audience right after the initial question, right?
Okay.
So
because I have
let's share your story.
PPT.
Sorry?
I have a PPT ready.
All right.
Yes. So if you would let me share my screen, we'll go ahead with that if that's okay.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. You could share your screen and go ahead. Please do.
All right. Cool.
Wonderful.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes.
All right. Great. All right. So hello everyone. Thank you so much for the invite. I hope you're doing good. And thank you so much for joining the session. Now, I'm sure that all of you like watching videos. I'm pretty sure you like watching videos on YouTube. You like watching videos on Facebook. So who exactly, I want you to take a moment and think about who exactly is your favorite creator. Like, if you want, like, comment on the Facebook page as well. Who do you think is your favorite creator? Is it like the stalwarts that started this whole thing, which is Superwoman and Nas Daily and Casey, or who else it is? So I'll tell you what's mine while you type out your answer. My 3 years back, my favorite creator was Superwoman, Lily Singh, and I think she, Casey, and Nas Daily are the reason why more than half of the youth of our country and even in Sri Lanka are roaming around the streets with a gorilla pod and a camera. Me being one of them, because they painted this whole story of fame, glamour, glitz, and money, and all you had to do was just upload a video every week. But after uploading 2 to 3 videos and not getting more than a few views and a comment from your mummy, papa, we are proud of you, beta, the dream gets shattered, because you realize that behind that fame, glamour, and money is a ton of hard work, insecurities, fighting trolls, ignoring hate comments, and still not giving up. I have been doing it for the past 3 years, and I strictly advise that you focus on your studies, finish your graduation, so that you have a mainstream of profession and never have to fall back on clickbaity videos as your main source of income. Only if you promise me that will I teach you how to make videos. So is that a yes? Just let me know. All right. So I hope that you always have a main source of mainstream of profession that you hold on to. Be it journalism, engineering, doctor. No matter how much you do not like your desk job, it's good to have the first one. So as long as we have that clear, let me begin by introducing myself. Hi, my name is Taskeen. I was a software developer for 8 years, a hit trainer for exactly 4 months, and a YouTube creator for the past 3 years. The name of my channel is The Urban Fight, which has led to the birth of a startup called Skillo. Over 500 startups had applied for Telangana startup incubation program called Lab 32, and we were among the top 45 that got selected. My partner in crime is my husband, Sugan. He has worked as a software developer in Amazon, Microsoft, and currently works for ServiceNow. In terms of metrics in the online world, we have achieved 1.6 million subscribers on YouTube, 3.6 lakh followers on Facebook, 74,000 followers on Instagram. We make videos related to career, finance, and communication. And we also occasionally talk about social topics that have affected us the most, like stammering, eve teasing. We even interviewed a gynecologist and the police commissioner of Hyderabad to get answers for some of the most pressing questions that baffle us. And recently, we also got covered in newspapers like The Hindu, Namaste Telangana, New India Express, and Wow Magazine. Now, the reason why I'm doing so much of self-dabba is to establish my credibility, and to tell you that we know what we're doing. And today I'm here not just to teach you something, but also learn from you, especially from YouCon 2.0. Now, having said that, in spite of everything that I've said earlier about not jumping out of the YouTubing bandwagon, I believe that YouTube videos are in general a great way to bring about a social change, to educate people. And what I love about today, what AIESEC Sri Lanka and I think in combination with AIESEC Chennai are doing is that all of us are here because instead of just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram as consumers, we want to be creators and make a difference. So, so it's okay if you don't know anything about video making, because I promise that today at the end of this session, you will know where to start. Here's before we begin, this is something that I want you to think about. Now, suppose that assuming that you want to make videos, okay, you've decided that you're going to make videos on YouTube or Instagram or on Facebook. Now, welcome to the world of internet. What do you think is the first problem you're going to face? So just comment and tell me, what is it? Is it related to scripting? Is it related to editing? Is it related to facing the camera? What do you think? The moment you decide that you're going to make a first video, what is that one thing, the one problem that's stopping you from making it? Just think over it. Okay, so I think Sugan is checking the comment section on Facebook. I think there'll be a lag. So so it's like this. Now the first problem, I'll tell you, the first problem is, of course, learning how to face the camera and figuring out your shooting style, editing style, scripting style, and also learning how to handle all the haters who are just waiting to rip apart your work. But the number one problem of every creator is not being hated. It's being ignored. Over 300 hours of content is uploaded on YouTube every minute. And in this vast ocean of internet where your content will go, nobody will find out. So yes, you have to fight for that space on the YouTube section, on the recommended section of YouTube. We at the Urban Fight started at the time when in India, a mobile network called Jio had launched. And with that, there was so much of entertainment being posted and watched in such great numbers that it was impossible to be picked up, for us to be picked up by the YouTube algorithm. But we still made it to 1 million only by creating good content. And today I'm going to tell you how. All right, so today I've broken down the steps of video creation into 5 simple steps. Step number 1 is to discover yourself. Now, the only way to make great content is to truly know who you really are. There's a director in India, his name is Anubhav Sinha, and he used to make some pretty weird movies earlier, like Tum Bin. I'm not sure if you are a fan of Bollywood, Sasanka or any of the AIESEC Sri Lanka team watch it. But he used to make movies like Tum Bin and Cash earlier, which was not like really up to the standard. And somebody asked Anubhav Sinha, you know, how come you're making such great movies now? What you're smoking, bro? And apparently Anurag Kashyap was also there, who is another director. And he said, you should ask him what he was smoking before, because the kind of movies he's making now is a person that he has always been. It's just that he's realized that now. And now look what happened. Anubhav Sinha is making crazy, amazing movies like Mulk, Article 15, and Thappad. So these are really amazing movies with a particular social message as well as entertaining. The point is, no matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, it's important that you discover who you really are. And that happens only if you work on yourself. And for that, you need to do these 3 things. Number 1, stay updated. So know about what is happening around you. Be it through news, through social media, through trends. I wouldn't recommend Twitter because you know, it's sort of like a war zone right now, but otherwise stay updated with whatever is happening around you. Some people like to, you know, believe that things are not whatever is happening in the world right now should not happen, and they close themselves off completely. But that's but unless and until you figure out you stay updated with the trends around you, it's impossible for you to connect with a particular trend and do more work in that direction. Number 2 is meet more people. Network. So when you meet more people, you share experiences, you start a dialogue. I'm not saying that during the pandemic go out and meet more people, but when I was a part of, I joined this club called, just like AIESEC, there's another club called Toastmasters, and I've been a member of it for 3 to 4 years. And what we are, we basically were a group of people who admitted that we are not very good at public speaking. So we would get together and give each other a chance to speak on the stage. So that gave me a chance to meet multiple people, share ideas, start a dialogue. And that was really important. Now, to give you another example, is that when I was in college, we had something called an entrepreneurship cell, E-cell, and I never really thought that I would be a person who will be an entrepreneur. So I never stepped inside one of their meetings. But now I have my own startup. So the thing is, never restrict yourself to the possibility of something not happening in the later future. So that is the reason why, even if you think that you're an introvert and cannot be an entrepreneur, feel free to go out and meet people or attend events that talk about entrepreneurship or give you experience or give you ideas of what it's about. And the third thing is get some sort of work experience. Now, I perhaps for a few months not happy with the project that I was in when I was a software engineer. But having said that, I always encourage people to pick up a full-time job, because a job teaches you discipline. It teaches you teamwork and interpersonal skills, things that are not taught in our schools and colleges. In fact, I'd say take a step further ahead and also take a job in the service industry. Because when I was a fitness trainer, I realized that people in the service industry, like your waiters, your customer service representatives, your fitness trainers, we are asked to smile and be nice, even when you're rude to us. And that sort of builds that, that experience makes you more empathetic and frankly less of an asshole. So, and empathy is the number one quality you need to build a YouTube channel, or to even build a product, or work on a company. So those were the, according to me, those are the 3 steps you need to do to first discover yourself, even before you, while you start a YouTube channel. Because when you do these things, you discover your strengths, you discover your weaknesses, your likes, your dislikes, and you grow as a person. Unfortunately, today, all the young crowd wants to just make videos on YouTube without doing any of this offline hard work. In my time, there was a craze that I want to become a roadie. There was this thing called MTV Roadies in India. But today, the craze is I want to be a YouTuber. Because they think that making videos is a shortcut to success, to money and fame. But if you really think about it, Casey Neistat, I love this guy. He was a famous vlogger. He's a famous vlogger because he was a very hardworking filmmaker before he joined YouTube. All the stand-up comedians spend hundreds of hours of stage time offline before making that one video that goes viral on YouTube. Even the middle photo that I have, Kurt Gazard in a nutshell, that's the name of the YouTube channel. They released a video saying that they spend more than 1,200 hours on a single video. It's a mind-blowing piece of artwork. I would recommend that you go and check out their channel. Even if you take some of the Indian YouTubers example, I think one of the mainstream guys that I admire is Bhuvan Bam. He has evolved on YouTube. He doesn't just make angry Master G's videos anymore. He talks about, women's safety. He makes music videos, and he even attended the Geneva Convention, where he interviewed Shekhar Gupta, which is a pretty big deal. He's the editor-in-chief of the print. So Bhuvan, and the best part is, while during the pandemic, the entire YouTube and Facebook influencers were fighting over making videos on YouTube versus Instagram, this guy went on the ground and interviewed the people who are the lifelines of the society, and try to generate funds to help such people, be it farmers, your milk guy, or people from the transgender community. So he experiments. He might fall, but he grows. And I think he's just one of those mainstream people whom I'm proud that is growing on the YouTube platform. So it makes sense, right? Unless you work on yourself, you will have nothing substantial to share with your audience. So spend considerable time in growing and discovering who you are. Because as they say, to produce good content, you first need to consume good content. And the worst part about YouTube algorithm is that once you watch a shitty video, YouTube algorithm starts thinking that you are a shitty person and starts recommending you the rest of the shitty videos that are there on the platform. That's how the algorithm is, because if you just watch like expectation versus reality videos, it expects that that's the kind of videos you'll watch, and that's your IQ level, and that's the kind of video it starts recommending you. But once you make your effort to find the right kind of content to watch, like a Kurt Gazard in a nutshell. My favorite creators are Geography Now, Vsauce 2, Vsauce 3, Trevor Noah, John Oliver. Even though we don't create content like them, I follow them because it makes us learn something. So make an effort to follow at least 2 or 3 good creators, because once you follow them, YouTube algorithm starts realizing that, you know what, this person wants some intelligent content along with entertainment. And that is when the YouTube algorithm will start recommending you more of such content. So of course, watching good content is also a way of discovering who you really are. So that was step number 1. Step number 2 is respecting your audience. What do I mean by that? There's so much of content being uploaded online that if you don't respect your audience even for a second, they will move on to the next suggested video. Now, the 4 ways in which I respect my audience is this. Number 1, I write down my script. If I say or repeat the same point at 3 different places, then I'm not respecting my audience's time, which is why I recommend that you always write your script before you get in front of camera. Now, like we at the Urban Fight, create videos for interview preparation. Like if you want to prepare for interviews and answer, tell me about yourself, how to answer, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, strengths and weaknesses. Plus, we also make finance videos. What is mutual funds? What is stock market? And these are extremely complicated topics. And it takes, number one, we need to do our research so that we provide credible information. And number two, we need to really organize it in a way so that even a fifth grader can understand what is a stock market video. And that's the kind of feedback we get on our channel. Moms and dads comment and tell me, my daughter came to me and said, Dad, did you invest in this mutual fund? And I'm like, how do you know about this? And they said, because I saw the Urban Fights video on mutual funds. So that is what respecting your audience is all about. You have to make sure that the content you provide, you have to think about your audience. You don't have to, if I go in front of a camera and say that I'm going to show off how amazing of a YouTuber I am, then nobody gives a damn. But if my focus is how do I present information, I think about the audience and present information that is easy for them to understand, no matter how simplify I have to do, how much effort I have to put in the script. That is what really attracts audience. So number one, always write down your script. So for some people, wing it. If it works for them, great. But I would recommend that, especially if there's an educational channel, always write it down. Number one. Number two is do your research. Suppose I want to make a video on a personal topic, like for example, like the thing that I just said, my Eve teasing story. Tell me this: if I make a video, or if I want to make a video on my Eve teasing story, do you still think I need to do my research? Just type yes or a no. All right. If you think, what do you think? If it's yes or a no. So I'll tell you what I think. Yes, I need to do my research. And go to the credible sites to find out how many people get affected by it, what celebrities are saying, what my friends have gone through, because what the experts are saying. Because when I try to understand different points of view, even if I don't agree with them, it adds a layer of credibility to my message. So if research is important for such a personal topic, imagine the kind of research that it takes for an educational video. And the third way to respect your audience is to don't be a sellout. Don't sell products that you personally don't believe in. The 10,000, 1 lakh rupees, 12 lakh or 2 lakh rupees that a brand gives you is nothing to do when compared to the trust your audience has in you by watching your video. So instead of a short-term monetary gain, okay, you know what? Let me just give a shout out to the supplement brand that I don't even use. It's okay. I'll earn 1 lakh. Think about the long-term audience connect. I'm not saying don't make money. Of course, do make money, but because I don't promote every Tom and Dick and Harry product that comes to us, I can charge a premium amount to the 5 to 7 brands that I believe in and I use and have long-term contracts with. So obviously, as you can see, all these 3 things take a lot of work, but think of it as a long-term investment. I'm pretty sure everybody who invests in mutual funds and stock market can relate. This is a long-term investment. And these 3 things will not get you results instantly, but long-term, kaching, you'll make a lot of money. Now, step number 3 is to make it shareable. Now, I want you to take a moment and given that you're watching this on Facebook Live, go back to your Facebook profile and see what was the last thing you shared. Just check what was the last thing you shared on your Facebook feed or your WhatsApp. Was it like a meme or was it like a news article or what? Okay, so I'm going to show you my personal Facebook page. Okay, so I'll tell you what I shared. And I shared this. She's PV Sindhu, and I shared this because it made me feel proud of Sindhu. And the fact that she's from the same state as me, Telangana, even Hyderabad, that also connects with me. Then I shared this video about a foreigner coming to India and Pakistan and concluding that our streets and food and smell are the same. But if you think about it, politicians on both sides of the country, India and Pakistan, they create issues because they want to hide the fact that economy is going down, there are no answers, there are no jobs, pandemic is going around. So when I see this video, the emotion that I had was anger. It made me angry. because of course we are the same, but unfortunately differences are being created to hide bigger facts. Next is this video by Prashasti Singh. This video made me both cry and laugh at the same time. It's about how when her father passed away, how her mother wore a superwoman cape. What I mean by that is, apparently her father used to be the decision maker, and her mother used to take a back seat. And when the father passed away, Prashasti decided that she's going to help her mother. But then her mother really stepped up, wore the cape, and said, "You go live your life, and you don't have to change your life for me." And that's a beautiful set. So this video made me both happy and sad at the same time. So if you think about it, we share content that makes us feel something, proud, angry, sad, or happy. I share all the Avenger movie trailers because it makes me feel powerful. So if you want your video to spread, you need to make it shareable. And for that, you need to make it feel something. Now, there's no formula I can give you to push your emotional buttons, but one of the ways is to obviously use stories. Graphs and numbers are great, but the story of a man cooking for an orphanage, that is shareable. The story of a 106-year-old Mastanamma who was making food village style, that is shareable. She unfortunately passed away, but if you have time, please go and check out her videos. Some really amazing work. And even the stand-up comedy videos that connect with us are the ones that have a story. Like, look at this 11 million view. This guy is from Hyderabad, dark skin and getting married. I think that's thing that all of us Indians, most of us Indians, can connect with. So that's so if you see that, these are things that connect with us and warm our heart in a way, and that is what makes them shareable. Of course, there's no one size fits all. So you need to experiment and find out what inside you can use to establish an emotional connect with your audience, because that is when your videos will get shared. All right, step number 4 is to decide your format. Then after you decide, while you're figuring out the rest of the process, the next thing you need to do is to decide how will you present the message. Of course, we don't have the money to make a super amazing animation video like Kurt Gizzard. So start with the format. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So start with the format that works best for you. Here are a few examples. Number 1, vlogs. Number 2 is group discussions. Just get 2 people in a room with different perspectives and ask them to talk. Given the fact that now that our entire world is split on every topic, be it politics or even on the fact that even on wearing masks, which I cannot believe how. Given that people have different ideas, if you just get them in a room and make them talk, it gives you like data and content that's really useful. Then you can share stories of people. Then you can use the animation style. You can also use humor or stand-up skits, something that really works in India, and that's what the trending page is really full of. Or the simple thing is do a monologue. Sit in front of a camera like this normally and talk. Of course, there are a lot more formats, so keep watching the videos and experiment what format works for you. So when we started, we did everything. We did dance videos, we did comedy videos. I even started exaggerating like Superwoman because, she was a great influence to me 3 years back. Me and Sugandh, that's my husband, we would also wake up at 6. So we had our normal software engineering day jobs on weekdays. On weekends, we would wake up at 6 a.m., go to parks and road shows across all along Hyderabad, do 15-minute workout sessions, and at the end of every session we'd say, this is a YouTube channel, please subscribe. By the way, all of this embarrassment is available on public. It's public, by the way. You can go and check it out. But having said that, I never regret doing any of these, because only after doing all of these formats have I realized that my style is to just sit in front of the camera like I'm doing right now and talking. So you figure out what format works for you. And finally, step number 5 is let's get technical. Now, I know that I'm pretty sure you guys, YouCon 2.0 have different panels and talks on technicalities, but I have to talk about 3 technical details that are absolutely important to give a direction to your YouTube journey, or even if you're building a product. Number 1 is branding. So think about this. When there's plethora of content happening on YouTube right now, and when you browse through YouTube, You just suppose you're randomly browsing, and you have a favorite creator, let's assume it's mostly same. You just find out that this is a mostly same video, or a Nas Daily video, or a Casey Neistat video. How do you do that? How do you know that? Branding, right? Branding is the first step to let your audience know, to audience identify and know who you are or what you do. For that, make sure that you have a channel description, about page, because the about page that we have on YouTube and on Instagram clearly states what we are, what is it that we do, and what kind of work you will find here. Second is channel art. So don't just channel art is cover photo you put everywhere, be it on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. So when you for the channel art, don't just randomly use images online. Capture some of your work. If you are like a cooking channel, take photos of what you've made, or give your team some limelight, and let these things represent the work that you do. Even thumbnails act as branding. We see that all the major YouTubers use their face on their thumbnail for the audiences to recognize that it's their video. We also do that. If you notice, go and search for the Urban Fight, you'll find my face in almost all of the videos that we have. There's also a channel called Bong Eats, and what they do is that they have this fish tail. If you notice on the top left side, they have this fish tail that tells you that whenever I'm searching for a particular recipe, and I search this plethora of videos, and I see this fish tail, I know that this is the video that I want to watch. Because I'm a fan of Bong Eats, and this is the video that I want to watch. And so basically, branding makes your audience identify you. And if they come across a video, you don't want them to think, this is just another random viral video. So you want them to go through the rest of your videos, and in a second they should find out what you do and see your previous work and eventually subscribe. Second is YouTube analytics. YouTube has analytics, Facebook has analytics, Instagram has analytics. They're like a control panel because they give an insight of what's actually happening in your channel. See, YouTube, through your channel description and channel art, your audience gets to know who you are. But through analytics, you get to know who your audience is. What is their age group, which country they're coming from, whether they're subscribed or not subscribed, where they're watching it on a mobile phone or they're watching it on a desktop. Because when you do that, whether it's men or women, because when you do that, you figure out, it helps you create content to cater to that particular audience better. Third is engaging with your audience. Now, if all the Google conducted YouTube events, be it in Hyderabad or Delhi, have taught me anything, it's that you need to engage with your audience. Reply with the comments, or simply give a heart to the ones that you like, because you recognize your followers by mentioning their comments in the next video. Simply ask them a question. I see Slimers do this a lot. They always post a question and ask, when was the last time you visited McDonald's, and then people start commenting and believe that. Having said that, even though YouTube says that even YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram says that you need to constantly engage with your audience, I believe that that's not true. Because why waste somebody else's time just because you want your page rank to improve? On moral grounds, I personally believe that you should not post unless you have something important to share with your audience. That might be completely opposite for an entertainment YouTuber, but as an educational YouTuber, I think it's my responsibility to not waste somebody else's time just because I want them to engage with me more. Having said that, the kind of engagement that we plan is something that's useful. Like, for example, the interview course that we are releasing on our website, the engagement that we've planned is that after an interview experience, they come back and comment how their experience was. And that is when the other people also come and see, all right, so this is what the experience was. That's what happens on our YouTube channel, beneath our tell me about yourself video or strengths and weaknesses video. People come and share their interview experience, and they engage with each other, and they tell, okay, mera aisa gaya, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to you, this was the question happened to me. That is useful engagement. So I would suggest that on a moral level, also think about your audience's time. Of course, platforms want their audience to be on the platform for as long as you can, but I think as a creator, it's a responsibility to not waste your audience's time, and only talk when you have really something important to share. So that's about it. Before I conclude this session, I'd like to say that I'm hoping that you learned something new today, and it's great to make our lives all about clicks and engagement and analytics, but it's even more important to be offline. So today's bonus tip, which is something that I share in all of my videos, is that spend time offline as much as you can. because that is when you talk to people, you connect, you start a dialogue, you empathize, you understand, and only then can you create something beautiful. And I strongly believe that online hate spreads faster than love, but offline the reverse happens. I think offline love spreads much faster than hate. So please spend most of your time offline, and because when you're offline, that is when it gives you the required, it helps you develop the required skills to make good content online. So be offline as much as you can, and when you're online, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel uh, and follow me on Instagram. That is my ID. And if you have any questions, please drop me a message on Instagram or drop me a mail. It's the same ID, theurbanfight@gmail.com. On that note, thank you so much. I hand it over to you, Sasanka, and thank you to the entire AIESEC, Sri Lanka and Chennai team for giving me this opportunity. If you have any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Taskin. Thank you so much for that wonderful, engaging presentation. And I really agree with the fact which you mentioned at the end, which is about being offline. That helps in your creativity as well.
Right.
That's where you connect with people. That's where human connection happens.
Correct.
And that makes a huge impact on your content creation. So there is a question from the audience, Taskin. So which advice would you give to keep up with the hype or to be unconventional?
Okay, so yeah, trending topic, yeah, and trending topic versus the unconventional topic. So frankly, the question is not whether to keep up. All right, so let's do this. There are two kinds of videos that you can make on YouTube. Number one is evergreen videos, and number two is trending videos. Trending videos are obviously what's on trend, what is currently happening. It's Corona is happening, the pandemic is happening, if placement season is happening, those kind of videos. Evergreen videos are videos, so those kind of videos will do like a movie is released or a music video is released, giving a review instantly, or doing a dance cover immediately. That's a trending video. Evergreen videos are videos that you will watch, like for example, how to tie a tie. You will watch the video, your sons and daughters will watch the video, your grandchildren will also watch that video. So that's an evergreen video. So evergreen video, even though they start slow, they pick up, and they're like they're long-term investments. I'm editing a stock market video, so I can only think in terms of long-term investments. So think of them as, so those are the evergreen videos. So I would say that if you're a creator and have to choose between, and if you're pressurized to pick like for example, everybody's making that TikTok versus YouTube videos, and if you feel the pressure that I should also make it, even though I have nothing substantial to make, please don't do it. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your audience's time. And for a very long time, while we're trying to figure out who we are on the Urban Fight, we created videos for others because running was in trend. We made a video for the running YouTube channel because for a running club, then for something else. But we made a video for something else. But at that, because I was in the pressure to create what's in trend, I did not learn. I did not grow in that process because I did not discover who I am. So I would say that if it's an unconventional topic that you really feel about, that you think that you'll add value, number one, and number two, that'll make you learn something, pick that when compared to like a trending thing. That's because, to be honest, I don't know how Sri Lanka's trending page is, but India's trending page is pretty shitty. You don't want to watch you don't want to make a video about das nuske hair fall ke, like that crap, which basically how to stop hair fall. That's the kind of crappy videos that get trending on the platform. So you should it's about you. Don't get into a competition. It's not a competition. Just create videos that you feel true to yourself, that you think will add value. Otherwise, don't.
Yeah, thank you, Taskin. So this is a question asked by so many people. How to select a niche?
Okay. How to select a niche? All right, Shashanka. I think I pretty much covered this in the PPT as well. So how to select a niche? So when we started on YouTube, right, we did not know what is it that we started at the health and fitness channel, because when I was software developer, I had a pretty bad lifestyle. I used to sit in front of the PC for a very long time, skip meals. So I really actively decided to take care of my health. And one day in the gym, I realized that that the girls in the gym used to come and ask me how to work out instead of asking the trainer. So I remember that moment when I decided that my YouTube channel is going to be about fitness, but I didn't want to give out random information of the net. I didn't want to be like a keyboard commando. So I to add credibility, I became a certified fitness trainer. I attended fitness classes by physiotherapists and doctors. I served as a high intensity interval trainer for 4 months, and it was a health and fitness channel for some time. Until then, we realized, you know what? Let's play to our strengths. I have 8 years of corporate experience. My husband has 12 years of corporate experience. So why not make videos about topics that we know already, which is how to prepare for interviews, which is how to appear in the group discussion round, how to take care of your personal finances, how to buy a house before turning 25. So I would say that in the beginning, don't be too hung up on finding a niche. Just make a video on the topic that you think you can add value. If you're like, okay, you know what, my English is nice, or this particular book that I've read is nice, I can give a nice review of it. Make a video. Don't care. I mean, nobody cares, because in this the best part is, because you don't have an audience, it gives you the ability to experiment with it. Like in one video, maybe you'll be exaggerating too much. In another video, maybe you'll be like too like mellow down. And until after like 10-50 videos, you'll figure out what is your style. And until then, you'll also figure out, you know what, this is what my audience is loving. This is what I like to do. So in that moment, take calls in the moment. What is your strengths? And then make videos on that. So if you want, you can also check out the strengths and weaknesses video on my channel. Yeah. Oh, of course. There is a video called how I got 1 lakh subscribers on YouTube on my channel, The Urban Fight. Check it out, because that will give you a whole overview of what goes behind the scenes in picking up a topic and then figuring out how to reach out to your audience and things like that.
All right, Taskin, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. And
Absolutely.
I really believe it was a much benefit to the audience. And it's an important factor that you mentioned about getting work experience, getting into a certain discipline and all of that, which is important, which is essential, I would say. So Taskin, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for accepting the invitation. It was a great pleasure having you with us.
The pleasure was
let me wish that your channel grows from strength to strength, and you would be able to touch many millions in the years to come.
So
Thank you so much.
So did you like me enough to open your mobile phone and subscribe to my channel, Shashanka?
Definitely will do.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day. And I will tell you that Sri Lanka is an amazing place. We visited it way back in 2013. When as a part of Toastmasters, we were invited to give a session, and we absolutely loved Sri Lanka. We know that autos are called tuk-tuks. So me and my husband Sugandh we traveled there for the first time and sort of fell in love with Sri Lanka. So I think that's the reason why I said yes to this talk. It's because Sri Lanka will always hold a very important place in my heart. So thank you so much. You guys are lovely, and have a really great conference.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you soon here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Take care.
Stay safe. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. So we say goodbye to Taskin Fatima Basha. Talked about 5 steps of video creation with a wonderful presentation. I reckon that was quite engaging as well. I hope all of you would have enjoyed and gained knowledge with that presentation. So now we're about to talk about how to benefit from your passion in YouTubing. So the next 2 speakers are Bianca Gan. She is a travel and lifestyle vlogger on YouTube, and Ekta Chaudhary, a researcher and an entrepreneur from India, specialized in the field of ecology. After finishing her PhD from IIESEC Bangalore, Ekta decided to make a career in digital media and edutainment through her own venture, Garden Up, logical extension to a very successful YouTube channel. So her content caters to young urban audiences, helping them find greenery, sustainability, and balance in their lives. So that's a contribution to a silent yet powerful green revolution, which is needed by the current world. And we hope that your concept is popularized in great magnitude and that you help the people in the years to come. So we say hello to Bianca Gan and Ekta Chaudhary. Hi, Bianca. Hi, Ekta. Great to have you both at YouCon 2.0. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. And thanks very much for joining at YouCon 2.0 and sharing your knowledge, which will be of much benefit to our audience.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So let's begin with the conversation. How did you create this passion to get on YouTube? Let me ask Ekta first, and then we'll move on to Bianca.
Okay. Sorry, the light.
You want me to repeat the question?
No, it's okay. I understood.
Yes.
So I started this channel just out of boredom. And when I was finishing my PhD, so in research, there are lots of phases, there are stages of it. You have to collect data, you have to analyze that data, you have to publish it. And trust me when I tell you that when you have to analyze that data and you have to publish it, it's extremely boring. And it's like a typical desk job. So I was back from Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, which is in southern India. And I had finished my field work and I had to sit and analyze data. And I was very, very bored. And I started with just a couple of plants that I had actually stolen from my campus. IISc has a beautiful campus and there are lots of plants, and I used to steal these cuttings and grow them in water. And then slowly from one plant, it went to like 20, 30, and 50 plants in my tiny hostel room. So when I had all these plants around me, I of course faced a lot of issues. And I was about to ask Bianca that muting might help. So yes, when I had so many plants in my hostel room, I of course had a lot of issues with them, and there were insects, and I couldn't figure out what was going wrong with them, and I went online. What I realized when I went online was that gardening is something that people address like it's a science protocol, like how to do this, do that, do that. But nobody talked about the why of it. And I never realized that gardening is my passion in any way, because I always had plants around me. It's not like, I had this moment when I realized, oh, I love gardening. It was always like a part of my bringing up. I was always having a lot of plants. But Garden Up actually came into existence because I realized I had something to offer, which was not already there in the digital space. So that's how it started. I think you're on mute, Shashank. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So Bianca, how did you take your passion to YouTube?
I actually started just like Ekta. I was also bored, and I actually started when I was really young. I started when I was around 15 years old, and back then YouTube really wasn't that big of a thing, and it wasn't really that normal back then. So I kind of kept it a secret from people and just did it because I enjoyed making videos and enjoyed, it was my passion talking about like travel, fashion, and lifestyle. So that's basically how I started. And like throughout the years, I just realized that I shouldn't care about what other people think, even if it's not such a normal thing to do. But now that it's more normalized, I'm a lot more confident with it, and I'm a lot more I'm encouraging like a lot more people to get into it if it's their passion and if it's their interests. And yeah, that's just basically how I started. You're on mute.
Yes. So you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So how do you understand your audience? It is quite vital when it comes to content creation. How do you understand your audience? Ekta?
So I think when you start out, you just start out with whatever you think you want to offer on that channel. And then you kind of connect with people who are very similar to you. And so it's like a circular thing. You identify your audience by first you create content, and then the audience that actually connects with your content connects, and then you try and figure out what all they need, and then you start making that content. But that first stage when you start out, it totally depends on what you want to offer, because you don't have an audience at that point and you don't know what they would want. But once you start making that content, you of course understand that audience. For example, for me, my demographics sort of reflect on the kind of audience I have. These are urban people, between 20 years to 35, 40 years. These are people, gardening is something that I'm pretty sure across various countries of the Indian subcontinent, gardening was something that 60-year plus people were doing on their terrace or in their big garden. But very few people of our age would do like having plants in their small house, because for us the constraints are very different. We don't have a luxury of a terrace, we don't have a big garden. I stay in Mumbai, the real estate is so expensive, I can't even afford a terrace. So our problems are different. So I sort of connected with people of my age who had similar issues like I had. Like, I have only a window, let's say, or a balcony to grow plants. So I can't grow guava tree or I can't grow pomegranate. So then I try and cater that audience with the kind of content I feel will work for them. But when you move with demographics and you go towards, let's 60 plus, there this content will not do. They will be looking at, how do you grow pomegranate or how do you do a graft. So I think it's sort of interconnected. You first come up with whatever you want to say, and then you figure out that, this is your audience and what are the other things they might be needing to start gardening or whatever genre you're addressing.
Same question to you, Bianca. How do you understand your audience?
So something that I made sure to apply to my life and apply to whenever I create content and whenever I make videos is to make videos that I'm genuinely interested in and genuinely passionate about. And I won't just make videos that get a lot of views just because they get a lot of views, and that's something that I'm not interested in. So I think it's, for me, the way that I connect to my audience is I just try my best to be as authentic and as genuine as I can. So what you see on camera is what you get in person, and I don't try to fake my interest if it's not something that I'm interested in. So whenever I make a video, I always ask myself, is this something that I would sit through and spend time watching and spend time listening to? And if it's a yes, then I create that content. But if it's a no, then I don't force myself to be fake about it, even if it's something that gets a lot of views or something that a lot of people watch. So yeah, I feel like it's really important to be genuine and authentic when it comes to your passion and your interests, because people can see it through the camera. They can see if you're being fake or if you're actually genuine and you actually care about the things that you talk about. So yeah.
So this question is to Hector. How do you keep up with the competition? This is a question from the audience.
So I honestly, in space of YouTube or digital content, I don't see there is competition. I mean, competition, when I say, there's nothing as competition really. Everybody has something different to offer in a different way. See, the thing is, when you make a video, it's not about just the content, it's about your personality, it's about the language you choose, it's about the aesthetics you choose, and what all you're offering. It's like a big network of sensory the receptors that people are receiving your content. Look at various others in various kind of indicators. When you look at Instagram, for example, it's a very two-dimensional visual whatever you say, like audience is just looking at your pictures. But when you put out videos, there's so much more to it. It's about your voices, it's about so many things. So competition in real terms would exist only when somebody else can be exactly your copy and offer the entire same thing. So for example, as an audience, me myself, I might be watching person A for home decor because I really like her taste, but I might be watching person B as well because I really like her personality. So in real terms, I don't think there is competition per se. As long as you have real content to offer, as long as you're adding value to anyone's life, I think they will come back and watch whatever you have to offer.
Thank you, Ekta. So, Bianca, I think you could answer this question. Now, there are plenty of people watching this YouCon 2.0. They have ideas in their heads. Ideas are easy, execution is hard. Since you started when you were 15, you said, what are the challenges when you just started? It's just a matter of starting, isn't it?
Yes.
What are the challenges you went through?
So the challenges that I went through, as I said earlier, YouTube wasn't really that normalized. And whenever I would try to film videos or whenever I would try to vlog in public, like I would get a lot of stares from people and a lot of laughs from people because it wasn't such a normal thing compared to now. And I think the challenge for me was it kind of made me insecure and it kind of made me want to keep it a secret instead and just let whoever finds it find my videos. But throughout the years, I just brushed that off and decided to just go for it because I don't want to grow up and look back at my past and regret not starting when I could have. So I'm really happy that I was able to just dive head first, even if it was scary. And I think that's something that I encourage to people who want to start YouTube or people who want to make videos is to just do it and to just go for it. I know it's going to be scary at first, but eventually through time, you're just going to grow into it and just get used to it and used to the process. And once you start receiving feedback from people and once you see that your content is really getting out there and that you're growing not only numerically but growing as a person and adding value and adding insights to your life and to both your life and to your audience's life, I think it's what really motivates you to just keep going and to keep pushing and creating content.
All right, awesome. So Hector, this is a question to you from the audience. So you're a researcher as well. So how do you balance, how do you manage your YouTube career and your profession?
So I am researcher by training, but currently I am not pursuing research per se. I am working on a book for sure, but I am not really like researching. I finished my PhD in 2019, which is last year. I defended. So my active research participation ended with that, I guess. I might go back to it, but for now, Garden Up is something that I eat, live, and breathe, and everything around Garden Up.
Yeah, we would like to hear about your book as well. Let's move into that after the question to Bianca. Bianca, so you're a travel and lifestyle vlogger. We would like to know, are there any unforgettable experiences that you can share with us when trying to create your content?
I guess the most unforgettable experiences in regards to content.
By the way, it's a question from the audience.
Oh, okay. Thank you for asking the question. But I think one of the most unforgettable moments when it comes to creating content is when I create travel content. And it's just really nice to be able to look back at the memories you made and to just have that copy of that moment in time that happened, because you're never going to be able to get to relive that exact same moment. So being able to look back on it and have those memories is just something that I think is really valuable and something that you can hold on to forever, even if you've already experienced it. So yeah, those are the most memorable videos that I make.
All right. So talking about YouTube, people are more interested in getting into traditional media as well, but they don't think of the opportunity they have on social media. That's quite huge. And unfortunately, some people don't see it. What are your views on this? Let's ask this question first from Hector, and then we move on.
I would like you to repeat it again, actually.
So what I'm saying is there is a huge demand from people to get into traditional media, maybe electronic media, TV, radio, or so on and so forth. But they don't see the opportunity that they have on social media. The opportunity is huge. They've not realized. So what are your views? How can people change their mindset and get onto social media and create that value?
So you mean as creators or as audience?
As creators.
Okay. So see, when you create the very two different kind of platforms, social media as a creator is an opportunity for you to come out and showcase whatever you might have to offer for people, for community, for the world. When you talk about the typical media, it's more like press, which is a source of information, and that is delivered by journalists. So I feel these are two very different kind of platforms. Although the term media sort of is confusing, but social media is more like an opportunity for any regular person to come out and show and uh, create content, whatever they would like to create content about. But as for the question that there might be so many more people who would want to create something on social media but have been hesitant about it. So, and if they feel intimidated with it and they feel that probably they can't figure out how to go about it and does it really hold a real value. So for them, I would like to say that, see, it's always a trial and error. You have to try it out. Nothing can be promised. We do see these YouTubers, you know, who are in whatever the millionaire list, and then there are also very small YouTubers. So when you start out, I would say that don't start out with that incentive of that you want to be this huge YouTuber. Start out with an incentive of, you know, what you want to offer or what you want to do out of it. There could be range of things that you could be wanting to do. You could want to teach people with whatever you have, whatever abilities you have. You might want to build a portfolio for yourself that can help you to loop into something else that you would want to build for your career. So I would say is that first try and identify why do you want to use whatever social media platform, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, be it Facebook. And once you've figured that out, then figure out how do you want to sustain it. Because, you know, putting out those 10 pictures initially is very easy, but to do that for years and to make it financially sustainable and to make it pleasing for the audience is definitely work. And it needs some kind of devotion, and it needs some kind of effort, and you know, every day you have to wake up and think what do you want to do. So for people who are in that phase deciding that would they want to do this or not, I would say sure, try it out. There's nothing bad, and there's no harm in trying out, but do a little planning as well around it.
All right, so the next question, I'll direct this question to both of you. How do you interact with your fan base? Bianca?
The way that I like to interact with my fan base is I like to respond to as much comments as I can and as much messages that I get on Instagram. And I feel like it's all about being consistent and all about making time for the people who make time for you. So you wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for the people supporting me. So if they give time to me, and enough time to me to support me, then I think that it's just fair and it's just right for me to give enough time to them and to just show them how much I appreciate them and show them how much I value them and how much I'm thankful for their support and for their love, because without them I wouldn't be where I am. So yeah, I think that it's really important to interact with your audience and be able to just reciprocate the same amount of love that they give back to you. So yeah.
Same question to you, Hector. What can you add?
I completely agree with Bianca. I try and use as many platforms I can, DMs, comments, but it definitely gets difficult to respond to each and every comment. I also feel that it's a big database for creators, for content creators, whatever they say to you, that can help you to construct what you want to deliver further. For example, in space of gardening, there are so many questions that I continuously keep getting, or the problems that people are facing, and that helps me to decide what more content I want to do, and also in what style I want to deliver, or I should deliver, so that my audience, it helps my audience. So I feel that this constant connection with your audience, I don't really like to use the word followers, but this audience, with this audience, is really important to have that kind of connection, and that could be in many ways.
Yeah, Ekta and Bianca, we are running out of time. We have just under 10 minutes left. So I just want to direct these two questions together. One is, how do you increase your views for a video? And what are the software that you use to edit your videos? Questions from the audience. Quick answers? From Ekta, you can start.
See, if your content is good and if people find it interesting, it'll increase the views. There is no shortcut to it. There is no defined rule for it. You have to understand what people like, what is different that you can offer. It could be about packaging, it could be about the content, it could be about, I mean, so many things, but you have to figure out what is something new that you can offer. And it's all about just that one video that goes viral. And if it does, then it'll get you audience. People will start watching your other videos which never got views.
And what are the software you use to edit your videos?
So I started with Windows Movie Maker, I think when I started about 2.5 years back. Then I went to iMovies, then I went to Final Cut Pro. I might go to Adobe Premiere now, but actually the key is not what software you use. It depends on the resources you have. It's more about what you offer to the people. I keep repeating this, but it's actually all about what you offer to the people.
You're spot on. Bianca?
So for me, I think that the way you can increase your views is, as Ekta said earlier, it's all about trial and error. Sometimes other videos are going to get less views than others, and sometimes you're going to get a viral video, but the rest of your videos aren't going to get as much views or attention. And I think one of the most helpful ways on how you can attract attention to people clicking your video is having a nice thumbnail and having a caption or a title that's catchy and clickable, because I feel like thumbnails are the first thing that people see when they scroll on YouTube. So you have to make sure that it blends in with your brand and it blends in with your characteristics and your what you have to offer. So yeah, at the same time, you want to make it attractive, but you don't want to make it fake or make it over exaggerated. So I think you just have to find your balance and find what works with you, and then just work around that. And yeah, the video editor that I used to use Windows Movie Maker to like that, and then I went to iMovie too, and then currently I'm using Final Cut Pro. I think throughout time you just kind of figure out how to work around it, and then you just want to start developing and going into the more complicated stuff. So I think it's really important to just work with what you have. You don't need to buy expensive softwares right away or buy expensive equipment. Just learn to utilize and work with what you have. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing, because like a lot of people think that at the start you need to have this software, you have to have this expensive camera, all of this lighting, but it's all about just utilizing what you have and working with what you have. So.
All right, final question to you both. What is the message that you'll have to share to the beginners on YouTube?
I would say just try it out. Try it out, it might just click. And if you enjoy it, then you will improve on whatever you're making content about. And just there's no harm. Just pick a phone and shoot a video you would want to. Whatever the frills that are required to edit it and make your content good and attractive will come along. But the first thing is that you have to break that inertia and you have to shoot a video. And these days, the phones are fantastic. You don't need any kind of other tool.
Bianca?
For me, I guess my biggest piece of advice is to just go for it and to just break yourself out of your shell. And if you're not gonna do it, you never will. So might as well just start now, and always remember your intentions for starting a YouTube channel, and always just stay grounded no matter how far you go or no matter how many followers you get, I feel like it's really important to just remember where you started and always be grounded to that.
All right. Thank you very much, Ekta Chaudhary and Bianca Gan, for joining in YouCon 2.0 and sharing your knowledge and wisdom on YouTube. I hope that the audience would have benefited from what you have mentioned. So we wish that your YouTube channels grow from strength to strength and may them impact multitudes of people in the future. So thank you very much, Ekta. Thank you very much, Bianca, for joining us. It was a great pleasure having you with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
We hope to see you in Sri Lanka soon.
We would love to. Yes, hopefully. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
It was a pleasure. You too. Stay safe. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. All right. With that, we wrap up the opening session where we talked about the beginning of YouTube, or how YouTube can be used as a beginner. So YouCon 2.0 is a virtual international conference on YouTubing and content creation put together by AIESEC in University of Sri Jawadanapura in collaboration with AIESEC in Chennai. So before we wrap up, we just want to remind you that all your unanswered questions would be answered in the sessions that are yet to come. So we'd like to remind the partners, without partners, this would not have been a success. Educo Pathway, Pearl of Ocean Front, Shop Here, Ozone Desk, and Cloud Accounting. So thank you very much to all the partners for making this a reality and letting us come online and share this knowledge, even with the speakers, to a wonderful audience like you. So the next session is on the legal aspect of YouTube and building a business around YouTube. So the session will start at 4 p.m. and run until 6 p.m. The speakers will be Mr. Janet Rodrigo, the General Manager of Idea Health, Mr. Rishabh Jain, and Mr. Mandeep Gill, co-founders of Labor Law Advisor. We also want to remind you of Nakshat Wedding, another partner joined to make YouCon 2.0 a success. So before we wrap up, I just want to mention you the name of a book. It's called New Power, where it elaborates on the power of social media and how you could create value to your audience and move on. So let's wrap up the opening session of YouCon 2.0. It was wonderful having all of you with us. We say thank you very much to all the speakers, Pratima Adhikari, Tuskin Fatima Basha, Bianca Gan, and Ekta Chaudhary. Thank you very much to all of you, and thanks AIESEC in University of Sri Jawadanapura and AIESEC in Chennai. Thank you very much. And a little message before we leave: empower with the new power and create value. Stay safe, take care, wish you success. Thank you very much.
Are you planning to study abroad but not sure what to do and where to go? Our qualified counselors at Educo Pathways will help you select the right program in the right country. We have partnered with world-class universities in Australia, Malaysia, Canada, Ireland, United Kingdom, USA, New Zealand, and Netherlands. We will also advise you with all the necessary documents you need and help you with your visa application. Remember, all our services are free of charge. Call us now to book an appointment on 0772 711 711.
you.